Howdy, this is Marissa with Marissa Moments. So, Apple, if you want to know what that means, just go find the video with the big apple on it. Anyway, so I actually wrote down, I guess this is like a channeled message, automatic writing. That's the phrase I was looking for. Thank you, Spirit. So, I'm going to be reading, yes, but listen up because this message is, in fact, for you. What I received to share is show them your scars, like show them your scars. So, just as with Jesus, people don't often believe the truth about your battles. You don't walk around complaining, and you certainly don't look like what you've been through. But God is telling you to show those scars. Tell your testimony. Remind those around you that survival is not only possible, but recompense is at hand. Now, recompense, in case you're wondering, like, what the heck does that mean? It's basically like, your payment, right? For all of the trials and tribulations that you've experienced, right? And so someone with your scars, your exact same scars, is hiding right now in shame, and they're afraid to face and acknowledge their pain. So when you show them your scars, that is giving them permission to expose that those lies is what I receive, right? Show them that there is more than the battles to be fought, that there is victory to be had. He had you walk through the fire unscathed to show others it was possible. Now, of course, this is very biblical, right? And that's the way that I receive it, because it is, yes, they sent the teenagers into the fire because they wouldn't bow down to the idol, to the idol, right? And then when they went in with their hands tied and all these things with the expectation that they were going to burn up and they were going to. However, when they checked back on them, not only did they see the teenagers unbound, but there was an extra band in there with them. And then they walked out, nothing, right? They weren't scorched. They weren't traumatized. They weren't any of these things. They walked out like it was just a brand new day, and they were just reborn from the fire like a phoenix, right? And that extra person, Jesus, right? And the fact that their only thing that was burned away was the ropes that tried to hold them. Now, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Because, like, listen, I'm not the type of person that reads the Bible and I'm like, yes, 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 right? Because no offense, they are stories, right? Now, stories can be related through man, and they're up to subject to interpretation, right? However, with this story, what I received to share with you is that yes, you've been through the fire. Yes, you've been through the storm. And oftentimes we go through all of these different types of things and we're like, why, Lord? Why? Like, I get it. I am you. We are the same. But the thing of it is that most people don't even recognize or realize how much you've actually been through, because one, you don't talk about it all the time. You don't talk about it. You don't go around with the very woe is me attitude. You don't have your head hanged low, hung low, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you don't walk around with the spirit of defeat. If anything, you walk around like a warrior. You walk around like you with confidence that whether or not you feel it, that is what you exude, right? And that is a part of your recompense, because you do not look like the struggles that you have experienced. Now, I'm not just talking about materially, right? I'm not talking just about aesthetics. We're not just talking about how you look on the outside. We're talking about what you exude, the light that you exude, the energy that you exude, right? All is a gift from God. Gaia, ancestors, angels, saints, the universe, source, however you want to refer to it, it's your truth, walk in it. But the bottom line to this bottom line is you do not look like your struggles. But what I received to share with you right now is that you need to share your story, not from a victim stance. Now, here's the thing that I receive right now. Some people are going to look at you and they're going to hear your story and they're going to give you the ay bendito, right? Now, if you're Hispanic, you know what that means. They're going to give you the poor thing, the pet on the head, all of those things. Like, they're going to look at you as if you are in fact a victim, right? Now, you may have been victimized, but you don't see yourself as a victim. Now, that has nothing to do with you. Don't allow that to stop you from sharing your story, because what I receive is that oftentimes you will prevent yourself from sharing your story because you don't want to be seen as a victim. Again, the way that others perceive you and view you has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. So if someone projects onto you that they feel you are a victim, it's probably because they feel like a victim themselves and they don't know how to move beyond it. Do not allow that to prevent you from sharing your story. Do not allow that to prevent you from sharing your testimony with the world, because there is at least that one person who is currently or has gone through exactly the same thing as you and still feels like they cannot get out from underneath that rock in which they feel is weighing them down, right? When you share your testimony, when you walk in your truth, one, you shame the devil, right? You're going to shame that enemy because the enemy wants you to keep everything close to pocket, close to hip. They want to keep it private, keep it a secret, all of those things. But no. We're breaking generational curses by speaking our. But beyond that, when you share that truth, you're going to help that other person recognize that there is a way out. Not only a way out, but through and to and all of those different types of things. You will be that shining example, whether you choose to do any work behind it or not. Just by sharing your truth, you give that other person motivation and inspiration to start working on themselves. Whether that means to seek help from someone else or whether that means to just pull themselves up slowly but surely. You show them that it is possible, right? So the bottom line to this bottom line is show your scars. Do not fear them. Do not feel like you have to overshadow them. Do not feel you have to cover them. And what I even receive is almost like a literal scar being covered with a tattoo, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Everyone has their own way of dealing with their pain in their past. But what I receive on that is that it's a representation of how you should not feel you have to cover the things that made you who you are today. Do not feel shame behind your pain. Address it. Show the world, because it was given to you, and the reason you survived it and came through on the other side looking better than when you started is because your testimony is in fact going to make a difference. However, if you hide it, if you feel the need to cover it, then you will not reach the people, the person, the whomever that you are sent here to reach. So share your scars, share your story, and be a testimony to those who are currently going through what you have already been through. And that's it. Tomato.